Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, No Holds Barred.
Very good. Lords and ladies of huge theater, feast your eyes here upon this stage for the next 45 minutes, and you shall see a play made up from mid-air and magic. A play performed in the style, tradition, and words of the immortal bard William Shakespeare. For tonight's tragedy, we need the name of an individual who has not yet had a tragedy named after them.
Albert!
Bertha.
Steve.
Yorkshire pudding.
Helga.
Helga. Thank you.
Shall a Viking woman thus be mourned? Aye, if her nobility shines forth like so much gold pillaged. Aye, thus in Norway set we our scene, a Viking queen, Helga be her name. Her only fault is ambition, ambition, that green-eyed monster with forked tongue, that doth sting the neck and thus stop the heart. O Helga, thine story shall be remembered, and thus we do our 3/4 hour play. Proceed.
My lord, the stores are full. We can't cram no more gold in't, and now art digging holes in which to bury it.
Do you care to tell the Queen Helga that you have not found but more than this piddling's amount of gold?
'Tis filled in the castle, and now we throw it into the ground, and you call it piddling amount? 'Tis heavy. Gold, 'tis heavy. Now
May it be heavy, but she want more. She crave but more gold. Aye, if it fill this castle, well, we shall build another.
my labors do make my back hurt, and I see none of this gold. I am watched like a hawk that I not file away a bit, and the people out there do starve.
Aye, but it be a gold within your mind, sir.
What is
A
this?
gold to know that you are serving your queen.
The queen approaches!
Constable,
Aye.
you are a quisling and a traitor.
Ah, good sir, surprised thou art, for I did have my messenger call my name, and so from a different direction approach.
You did catch me but off guard.
Aye, good sir, for many times have I surprised mine enemies thus. They do expect me from the west, and I descend upon them from the east. They hear news of me in the north, but from the south I arrive, and so to steal their spoils.
Are you saying, milady, that you are planning on stealing from me?
Nay, good sir, but that were you more practiced as I am now practicing, perhaps my trick you would have seen. I was have expected more from a man so long in my service. 25 years it has been. In the castle you were when I was but a girl.
Aye, but I saw you when you were but a girl, and now I see you as a beautiful young lady that you are now.
Fie, a beautiful young lady. I would do much and more to cloak my womanliness, for you know I seek not such compliments as those. Rather call me manly, my shoulders broad, my gaze fierce, my mind sharp, and these I will call compliments.
Aye, all of those things be true of you, my lady, but let me say this. Aye, you care to cover your womanly curves. I see them through your cloak.
You wouldst have me marry as my parents, as on their deathbed that they did lie, would have me marry? You think my mother's final words whispered would not sway me, but yours would? Nay, good sir, I will not marry, for marrying is not in my nature.
Aye, you would think it's not in your nature, but it is your duty.
Good sir, do step back from me and lower thine voice, for remember who is queen.
And remember who's seen you as a babe.
I would not have a man of mine yell so at me. So, good sir, do depart, before I find it in my nature to plunge this dagger into thine heart.
I apologize, milady. I shall take my leave. But remember, you cannot hide that you are a woman.
Thus do we, with swift imagination, go then to the Danish lands. There the Danish king makes plans for war. Oh, the Danes! Damned Danes! That would approach Norway, thereby springing open as a mattress ore stuffed with gold, and cutting forth Helga's entrails. Had they their way, we now to the Danish king's cabin go.
What is a Viking? Rarely. Look upon the Viking's very visage. A bearded, burly, tall, drunken and screaming, aye. But take away his mighty horns, his enormous and sharpened axe, his armor from chin to toe, and what do you have? A hairy, drunken Dane. They are just like us, these fearsome warriors of legend and snow, these men and women who can but freeze themselves in the coldest climes, and yet still swing their swords and behead their foes. Aye. These are but men and women that do bleed, and their blood shines red upon the white snow, just as a Dane's does, just as an Englishman's does, just as the weak Frenchman does.
Aye, my lord, but they do scream well.
Aye, they do. They do, and this fear they carry with them as potent a weapon as any spear, good boy. Yes, indeed.
Our good sir is potent a weapon, for it may strike fear into thine heart, but I would sooner have fear in my heart than cold iron.
Ha, ha. A good jest.
Ha ha!
And you're right. You're right to fear death, good boy.
Good my husband, I see that you are speaking with peasantry once more, whilst our two sons do their spears most boldly hold, as they should be holding the Viking queen.
It is a dalliance you must permit me, my love. Talking to peasants and speaking my mind about future plans, plans which they have no business of any knowledge of. Brothers, do away with them quickly.
Oh, what? Oh, no! Villainry! No!
Well speared, my sons. Well speared indeed. Ronsvald, Torvig. One of you shall marry the Danish queen, the Norse queen, not the Danish queen. That would be me, and that would be weird. Ergo, go forth, disguise it as Norsemen, and then your disguises do rip off, as you should rip off the corset of the Viking queen. And then one of you shall marry her. Which one, I do not know.
A fortnight you shall have, good boys, and my army and its navy will be but behind you at your heels. Do your deed, rid the Vikings of their fearsome head, and we will stab the body.
I do hear this Norse queen is quite ambitious. Play to her ambition. We shall be here making much gamesome fun.
I will not prove thee wrong, good parents, and therefore onward I shall go to fight for my family's need and be the first to spread my seed.
Nor will I, good parents, for my brother I shall follow. Goodbye.
Ah, young and fern are they, as are the things inside their cod pieces. May hopefully they may also bring peace unto the land after much great war, thereby connecting our two kingdoms and creating more power for you and me.
Indeed. But less connecting, I feel, and more raw grabbing and pulling.
Ah, yes, grabbing and pulling. Let us make haste. I do wish to be both pulled and grabbed.
What is upon your head? You are deep in thought.
I have traitorous thoughts. I spoke, but against our queen.
Against our queen?
I have been living upon that castle for so many years.
Dear husband, do not let it go to your mind.
It's already in my mind like a worm into an apple.
Then a worm you shall be, and the castle an apple still. If you do have traitorous thoughts upon your mind, do not alert to those who see them.
But how will I get back? The queen has already ordered me away.
What shall thou do to be at her side again?
I care not to be at her side. I care.
You care for her parents?
I care for her to be dead and me to be leader.
I care for you to be leader as well. For me at your side, we shall raise a family that would take over this land.
There must be something that can be done. Hey, good wife. Perhaps you can get me back in. Using your womanly ways, get in good with the queen and create for me an entrance.
You know the queen doesn't take on female friendships.
Aye, but you could be the first.
Our husband does talk of a deep undertaking that I do not feel equipped for.
Ah! You could wear some of mine own clothing. That way she'll feel a kinship with you as she dressed much like a man. You can dress much like a man as well.
Oh.
And in your manliness, create a womanly type bond.
Then what is your plan to get back into the castle? For if I do cover her mind with thoughts of friendship and cover her ambitions of gold and greed,
explain to her that you have much power over me.
that I do, don't you know?
Aye. The things you do with a banana,
Sven, my most trusted counselor in war.
My queen.
I still am yet confused why a man so effeminate in nature may be so skilled in the ways of war.
Yeah.
But I suppose I myself have effeminate qualities, though I would deny them, so perhaps I should not wonder.
Have I ever entreated my queen to a game of chess?
Aye, Sven, many times have I lost to thee in chess. I know well thy skill.
'Tis not an outdoor pursuit as war, but is still a game of strategy which hath won you many, many a battlefield and many, many a trophy.
Aye, Sven, you need not speak to me of how the battlefield is decided by the mind who rules it best.
And my queen, I but serve your mind and your will, your wishes come from I know not where.
Sven, I did not bring you hence to compliment myself or thine own self, for that matter. Nay, this castle, though I did see it built by mine own parents, does feel more to me now like a trap.
Then
Like
tear
a
it
cage.
down, my lady. It's not a cage. 'Tis your whim. You shall open it. Level it. Stone upon. No stone upon any stone.
Were I to level it, then the leveling would not be complete. For were I to level it, rather a heap of gold would be left in its place. We would call it then hilling it. Mountaining it. For a mountain would be left behind and not a level surface.
Perhaps thou shouldst
Anyways.
take up my lady, perhaps thou shouldst take up a hobby of some sort. You have many words, perhaps you should write them down, perhaps an autobiography, or I notice that thou dost rail you do rail against men. Expel them from the court. Put only women in thy charge.
You speak to me of a hobby, and from the moment that thou didst utter that word, my mind was preoccupied with nothing else. A hobby I shall have, and a hobby I will call The Hague. For this be I the seat of government in the Netherlands. Though many people know that not. They think it rather to be Amsterdam. But Amsterdam is not but the largest city in the Netherlands, and The Hague, in fact, the seat of government and where its royal family doth lie. And so, I would call my new hobby The Hague and conquer it.
Thou wouldst conquer a piece of thine in the Netherlands.
Aye,
Aye.
in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, for we are in Norway. Thou hast conquered so many lands, I cannot tell which we are in any longer. It is but my queens. Still think on't. Take up a hobby, conquer a new land. There is something inside which is distrustful and without rest. I meant a hobby in the sort of personal alone time way, where thou dost relieve stress or perhaps remove stresses. I know I talk myself out of a job, but perhaps we should bring women into the court and let them be your servants, and the men, fewer heads would roll.
Friend, I know well that you are wise in the ways of war, and so I shall this once take your counsel. As regards mine own home, so bring me women and have them entertained. But if I like them not, then to The Hague we proceed.
I will proceed with The Hague, and you but concentrate on this.
The Hague.
I said
H-A-G-U-E.
I said Hague.
Yes.
Did I not say Hague? What did I say?
Come now, Orville.
Brother Rorvig.
How does my horns look upon my head?
Sharped, wide, and perfect.
Good. The queen is said to be very beautiful, of this I'm told. And therefore I have first dibs upon her. For I am oldest by seconds, yes, and largest by size, most indifferent.
You claim dibs most unjustly.
Aye, indeed, 'tis the way of the Norseman. Character into getting I am.
I am your brother. I am as just Norse as you. Say, imagine, brother, we go into the Queen's court shoulder by shoulder, spear by spear.
Aye, not pointed.
No, but on our body, on our shoulders, strapped thus, and we say, Queen Helga, your eyes be the moon to our sunrise. And then we rise, and the smile curls on her face, and we both fall in love. What then, brother?
Thou must know very little of women if thou art already planning her smile. For you may take a knee here before her, but for a woman of that nature, I shall stand, spear pointed, ready, as two beasts meet in the wild, smelling each other's call. There we shall find one another, as nature would have it, under a moon, under a sun, in a tree, or down below the depths of a pond. I shall find her.
My most reverend and horny princes. The ship hath docked. We are now in Norway.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverick.
after thee.
Oh, you call dibs, thus.
My lady Queen Helga, I am Kira.
I know thine face, and I would say that thine empty-headed husband has sent thee hence to my favor win again.
My husband does not send me forth, for I choose my own path. For my husband is under my command.
I do wonder, be she an empty-headed wench, and these the hollow echo of her husband's words? Or is she really so fiery as she would seem? Hast thou skill with the sword?
My lady, of course.
Guard! Just some stupid guard! Someone...
Yeah, my lady.
Fight it! Draw thine sword and fight this woman here.
Fight the woman.
I fight this woman here.
All right.
Draw your sword, for you shall peril at my hand.
My sword is drawn, you shall fall on it, because you are stupid.
Queen, do you have any taking to this man?
Nay, milady.
My face. Oh, I am pierced, and my prejudice unveiled.
Oh, he does not put up a
Has
fight.
anyone my stupid brother seen? Stupid brother, nay!
Aye, milady, it seems now that thou dost have more work before you, for his stupid brother, who is better with the sword than his brother lying here dead, has arisen, and his family is known for a streak of vengeance so strong you could make a rope out of it and climb from Hades itself. And so now this vengeance streak we shall see.
Aye, 'tis true.
Oh, my brother is dead as well. Other brothers, on!
Our family be stupid but spiteful too.
Thou shalt taste cold steel and vengeance in one.
And by taste it we mean not with your mouth, but with the rest of your body after stabbing.
Come at me then, sir, for your tongue does not scare me.
I shall be the first.
Or my guts.
No! My stupid brothers, I am slain.
Thine skill with the sword thy husband did oft misrepresent, for he told me that thine wiles were more apt suited to the home, and now I see his words so well disproven, I am quite pleased with you.
I am here for your pleasing, my lady.
Aye. And so, my counsel of war, having brought you forth his strategy, so well applied, we shall now apply his strategy to mine other wish, the Netherlands, which I still wish to conquer.
My lady has great ambition, I can see in the eyes how bold and beautiful you do take upon the land.
I now do wonder, you have oft called me beautiful and mine eyes beautiful. Do you have a taking to me as your husband did? For though I am a manly woman, I tend not in that way. My apologies.
My apologies if I come at thee in such a way to switch.
Nay, apologies you do not need, and we shall forget this part of our conversation and soon become fast friends.
Thus with sapphic awkwardness thereby disposed. News of Helga's Netherlandish intentions reach the burgomeisters there in Holland. A meeting then ensues. Gentle burgomeisters, here of Holland, in The Hague. News comes. The Viking Queen of Norway wishes to conquer our bediked country.
The Queen Helga, yea?
Aye.
Aye. She is a force unstoppable. I say open the gates and let them have the king, and then business as usual.
Aye.
Aye. This plan be but well suited to us.
Would we had an army instead of windmills and shoes most wooden. Then we could repel the attack.
And would we had a Hague that was not so traitorous as all this. Yes, oh, who was this shadowy figure lurking in but the doorway? It is your king listening to all, fools. Yes, throw the king to the Vikings and let them have his way, eh? This is your great plan, O legislators of old.
Majesty, we must cry you mercy.
Indeed.
We beg your forgiveness. A moment of weakness was just discussion.
Yes.
Aye, but your majesty, you must be understanding that we are but a weak people.
We are as weak as we perceive ourselves to be.
I perceive it myself to be quite weak.
Aye, like a kitten. Mewling, mewling, mewling. Where is mother's milk? Oh, mother is dead, thus weaker are we as kittens.
A blade cuts flesh, does it not?
So I am told.
Tis given out to be so.
It does. It separates skin from muscle, life from body. The Norsemen are quite good at this craft, are they not?
But we invented banking.
Yes, and upon seats of gold we all sit.
But how do we use this to our advantage?
A violent people know only one way to solve any problem that falls at their armored feet. More violence.
Most unkitten-like!
But brother, thou didst see this coming. Thou knowest. Thou knowest.
So violence it will be, then. Good lawmakers all. The Queen and I have sent our sons to be the first strike in our attack, which we will take directly to the Vikings themselves. We shall not sit behind our dikes any longer and be mewling kittens for the larger dogs to bat about. No, we shall wear the horns, brothers of the Hague. We shall wear the horns!
Just to be clear, you are the King of Denmark, and you have come here to the Netherlands. I, through treaties arranged 5 years ago, when we our own monarchy did lose, thereby taking forth the Danish king and queen as our own monarchs.
So you know that we are king and queen.
This seems to me a distinction without a difference, really.
Good brother, upon her throne room we do arrive. A party, a feast most great apparent.
Of most jocund disposition are we!
Therefore, you shall speak first, present thine gift, and I shall speak second. There, sitting here upon this moment, without words to say, nor have I seen truer beauty than here this day. Speak first, brother. My tongue is hope.
Good Queen Helga, I come to you on bended knee, for your eyes are as like a deep blue sea, and your golden hair cascades down your shoulder like the waving fields of grain.
Does my hair cascade? Then I must have it cut off. For I would not in battle want it so to draw attention to mine head, which I would like to keep upon mine shoulders.
But in
Then I shall call. And so have it cut off. Have you more to say? I think not.
Forgive me. I planned it out.
apologize not in your throne room, for I am just a guest.
Aye, and a guest is owed politeness.
Aye, and a host is deserved of a present, and I have brought you one. A traitor. This man of Danish born, here to find you, naked and unawares. I lay upon my blade, and with all of Odin's might thou shalt smite me here, if thou think me liest.
I think you do not lie. For a man of Denmark I did see as soon as he did enter this mine throne room.
Aye, and the only man of Denmark it is you see, correct?
Aye, good sir, I see one man of Denmark and one corpse of Denmark. And soon I think 2 corpses of Denmark I shall see, if my presence you do not absent yourself from. That, or turn traitor to thine own country. For Denmark and the Netherlands I know to have a treaty 5 years now, that they do share the Danish king, and the Netherlands I have designs upon. And so, having told you this, my plan, join me, or join this, who I know to be your brother.
I didst join thee at thy word. Here, upon seeing your visage, I could no longer claim allegiance to that is mine and mine kingdom.
Good
Here,
sir.
your plans are befit for too small of such a beauty as you, the Netherlands. Nay, much greater there are lands for thee.
Then Denmark too, you wouldst deliver?
Aye,
And let me make my point clear. I mean not through marriage, but by conquering.
aye, and I mean not by conquering, but to be conquered. And here, I am bare. Through this chest you shall strike, and there true it shall land, unless thou wishest to devour me otherwise.
Sir, I should have expected such bold words from a man so bold as to kill his brother, and so your life is now spared. Deliver me the Netherlands and Denmark too, and then perhaps I can find other tasks for you.
Thus with barbed steeds and tights akimbo, doth the prince his way, making back to his own home, his father and mother unawares of his treason.
My husband, you do sit. I shall sit with thee. Thereby in sitting shall we sit together. Our son approaches.
Father, mother, pardon me for my behornedness.
Aye, do unhorn yourself and come forward and kiss your mother's hand.
More than a fortnight you have taken, dear boy.
Aye, and a brother they have taken from me, son to you both. Roervald is dead.
News!
Tell me the story of his dying.
Upon our entrance to the throne room, the queen, as intelligent as ever before, described, true she was, and just as beautiful, saw through our disguise, and in a moment, in an instant, withdrew a dagger hidden between her breasts, and there struck from across the room with deadly accuracy into mine own brother's throat.
Such deadly cleavage. Cleaving thus my son from his life.
A saucy death, to be sure, boy. But how did you survive?
My life spared only for this message here to you, and an offering of peace. She struck only because she knew of the nature of which we presented ourselves for trickery, and therefore she sends us this wine.
Ah, wine, I shall drink it with my mouth.
No! Do not make such haste, my son.
But thirsty am I, good my king. I shall with my mouth drink the wine.
Yes.
Mother, father.
To what shall we drink?
Concerns I have, but to deny would be beyond an act of war.
Aye, indeed. We shall drink to concerns and to your dead brother. Now let us this wine drink, and drink with our mouths.
Aye, our mouths indeed.
Treachery! Poison! Poison! Poison!
What?
My
I
son.
heard poison. The guard. Oh! Oh! Treachery.
Father.
We are slain.
Aye, by your own doing.
How is this our doing? You did poison us! You did poison our mouths!
Here are more guards.
Oh! Through the face did you spear them?
Aye, and many more I shall. And this be not the only spear I shall use this eve.
You do kebab like a Turk!
Please, my wife, be not the last sounds I hear.
And thus I die.
Here the throne room wants to be mine. I have dispatched all that is thine. And here my spear I shall lay. In this old life a visage I do not no longer take upon me. For to be a servant to her, to the mighty Helga. There by her side as a lapdog is pulled on his leash, shall I lap deeply. And bear no wounds, aside from inside. And here I bury myself.
My wife.
I have not returned for several days. I do apologize.
Aye, but may you be bringing good news.
Not to your ear.
What do you mean by this?
For she and I have become, at best, very close.
At worst?
Your worst, my best.
I know not what you mean.
I leave from this house never to return again. For I am now at her side, and for her side I shall stay.
Aye. Unless thine own body does not leave this house. My wife, I apologize for this. My plan be but in motion. The queen be but with her guard down. And at this moment I shall find my way to strike upon her. And she shall cry all the night long.
Here I am, at the Netherlands, taken to sea, though I be but a chessmonger. Great in wit, and yet weak in body, and my queen. Many, many of our Vikings, though they look fierce and scream loudly, have but that much breath in them to fight.
Aye, then return home we shall, and to the Netherlands I did bring you, for I thought, though you strategize much over chessboards and maps, one for playing chess and the other for making war, so the two I did wish to distinguish. Anyways, I just wish you to see the fields of war, to see the successes which Norway has so wrought. You would have me pent up in a castle, women folk about me? Nay, this is where I live, and this is where our country makes its name.
Thou art a power above all other men, women, and other animals, it would seem. These people are worse off than animals. The gold in, I speak boldly, the gold in thy castle is all yours and none of theirs. They do starve and cannot fight.
Aye, then give them the gold, for I fight not for the gold.
They canst not eat the gold. They need other things. Wheat.
Then the gold they shall use to purchase wheat. That is how economics does work, correct?
Hast thou ever seen a crop grow, my lady?
Nay, for strong men it would be needed to till the land and plant the seeds, and I need my strong men for war. I see your point now.
We the burgomeisters of the Netherlands hereby do surrender once more unto you, Viking Queen.
A success.
Good, my queen. Dane is now yours.
Denmark?
Whichever you choose.
Good sir, I shall call it whatever I please, for the country is mine. And what would you like to call it, as you did once call it home?
No longer home. Home beside you is all that I require.
Well, Queen, I shall take my leave. This battle is won. I will go indoors. 'Twas not our army, but some wonderful divining of yours, a queen that raced into my pawn.
Good sir, wait. You did speak wisely of what our people now need, and so I bid you go home and strategize not over a chessboard or maps of other countries which I do wish to conquer, but strategize rather of maps of our own country, and fill them not with soldiers, but with fields ripe for planting.
You wish me to invest my time in municipal infrastructure,
Yes.
I will away to it.
We Dutch did invent municipal engineering,
Then
and banking, and wooden shoes, and windmills, and 2 kinds of cheese.
Come, good Dutchman, look upward. Thy time has come. And you, good painter, look up. Your colors will shine again in the Netherlands.
For they be bright.
Then take these 2 burgomeisters, men of the Netherlands, with you, and have them teach you their skills, all but the wooden shoes, for I wish not for any wooden shoes.
In one sun's passage. Nay, in one earth's passage. No, in one sun's passage round this earth, which is the center of everything. Aye. We shall have your wishes drawn.
Meanest thou a day or year? I do not know. Claw, claw, claw.
My queen! My queen?
Aye.
Didst thou think that you would not see me again?
I did hope to never see you again. Aye, but I did not think it to be true, for then were you to arrive, I would be surprised, and surprise I do try to avoid.
Hold, friend.
Nay, let him pass, for such a weak man as him couldn't do me no harm.
Weaker men have done worse.
Hey, my queen, I have heard that you would have a friendship with mine own wife.
Aye, for thine wife has twice thy worth.
Not any longer, as she is dead, lying on the floor of our home.
Thou liest! How did she die?
By my own blade, as you will, my lady.
I would not die without taking thou with me.
So be it.
My good Danish friend, mourn me not.
Friend only?
For I speak of a special friendship which you know well and which I need not speak of, for the details would be most grotesque. Good sir, so I find myself so close to victory in, as you might say, the last quarter of my life, looking as though I were ahead, about to hold my victory aloft. I am so defeated in the final minutes, like so many Vikings before me.
I am perhaps after, my lady. Think not of defeat. Here on this day you are glorious, And although here you may not see another dawn, for the rest of the world here we have but just in your life been a pawn. Die not now, sweet Helga, for I have no family longer. Brother have I killed, father and mother.
Had I power over mine own life as I have wielded power over the lives of others, I would now so stop this mortal bleeding and close this wound. But I have not such power, and so to the halls of heaven I go to be justly, I hope, judged. And there, again and only there, will I see you. In the meantime, conquer lots of things.
Well, my good queen, I did forget my maps. Hast thou done this deed?
Aye. And therefore slain I shall be deserved of.
Thou hast slain the queen, and Constable. Didst thou come to be in the Netherlands?
Here. Take this sword upon thyself. Strike me dead for my crimes.
Thou admits to having stabbed this queen?
'Twas I, no one else.
Then why now this confession in front of one who you could easily overpower?
For I have not the strength to drive the sword into mine own heart.
I do not understand.
Nay, think not of it. Hold thy arm strong. Such pain I have given and now received, and therefore my duty be so bereaved.
Man, do not leave me with this enigma upon my sword.
I did forget my What a sight is this?
Wherein does death cry for so many indeed? 'Twas but one that I have slain, and he her, and I assume that her him. This is a web, and I find myself at the bloody center.
Aye, but the true spider's name be Ambition. Oh, Ambition. You now shall be the king.
King?
Of Norway, Denmark, and the Netherlands. Take you the queen's crown. As burgomeister, here I do proclaim it.
Shall wipe the blood back upon thee, for I do not wish to take on thy bloody business.
Perhaps a warrior be not needed now
Nay.
to rule a land, but a gamesman such as you.
Her last command was to invest in infrastructure. And so Norway shall. For though conquering may gain one glory, at the end of the day, one finds one's bed bloody and hoary.
No holds barred.